When we think about locus of control, we know that people who have an internal locus of control, meaning people who believe that things are within their control and influence, they tend to have better well-being. But the issue with understanding a locus of control is that people tend to view things as either inside or outside of their control. So when they look at things like their own behaviors, they'll think, okay, this is inside of my control. But when they look at things like other people's behavior, then automatically they are thinking, oh, this is outside of my control, so I am not able to influence this. But the proper way to look at our locus of control is to consider things inside our control, outside our control, and in between those two things within our influence. So there are some things which are in fact outside of our control, at least in the short term, like the economy, the traffic, the weather, and so forth. But other people's behavior, attitudes, and biases are not inside our immediate control, but are within our influence. So there are a lot of things that we can in fact change and influence, and it depends upon us to notice them and to be proactive in our approach. If you're a salesperson, for example, it's not beneficial to think that the client's perception of you and your product and services are outside of your control. You actually have a lot of influence over how people view these things. And humans are very emotional creatures and very malleable as well. Of course, there are personality differences, but generally speaking, we are able to influence other people's perceptions and biases. And the underlying message, and the most important message, in fact, is that there are more things within our control and influence than we actually think. It's not just things inside and outside our control, it's things within our influence as well.